We all grow up and think about what we want to be. Little boys and girls will tell you they want to be a police officer, a fireman, a soldier, a lawyer, a doctor, or a farmer, or some other basic job, not knowing the wide variety of work that needs to be done in the complex capitalistic system we're in, and not factoring in the economic factors that limit their ability to gain employment or pay for an education that would provide them advancement to the higher tax brackets. And that's the American dream, isn't it? To be able to provide our children better than we had, to be able to spend time with our families on leisure, to have what Eisenhower prescribed in the 1950s, a chicken in every pot and a car in every driveway. I would like to say that the Green Party and I both represent family values of the 1950s. Economic stability for the lower classes that allow them to grow into middle class, strong representation for workers in the form of wages, health care and safety, and vacation and leave time to spend with their families. I, unlike either of my opponents, have had to make a living on minimum wage. I've had to pay my rent, electric, gas, water, sewage, and trash. And once those bills are paid, I barely had enough to pay for insurance and gas for my car. And then there was food. All this during the prosperity of George Bush's first term. I challenge anybody to put their work record against mine. I've always put forth at least 100% effort on every job I worked. I was an Army veteran with an associate's degree and barely able to support myself. Is this the prosperity of America? Is this the way to treat a veteran and a hard worker? We always say that the hard worker always performs best and always manages to rise to the top and has the best wages. Well, I complain not for myself, but for those who are still working jobs that pay only minimum wage. Those parents who work both combined 3 or more jobs that pay minimum wage because their employer wants to skirt the law and only work as employees 28 hours a week. And it's like Chris Rock said, working for minimum wage is like your boss telling you, "I'd like to pay you less, but the government won't let me." Studies and statistics show that the productivity of the worker has multiplied exponentially over the last 40 or so years. And sure, some of the credit belongs to the introduction of automation, computers in the workplace, but the workers also had to evolve to use these new tools. Business has become so profitable, there's been massive consolidation in every industry, and that there is essentially 6 companies running most business in the U.S., and these corporations are showing massive profits, are sharing them in the form of millions of dollars of bonuses to the CEOs, and getting money back to their investors. When they get caught misguiding investors or cheating the company, they're rewarded with golden parachutes. Meanwhile, all the workers get is golden showers. And Congress hasn't raised minimum wage in 6 years, and with a vote last week, they denied a chance for minimum wage to increase again. If the GOP is the party of family values, how do they propose a family have any values when neither of the parents are home to be a parent because they can't afford to pay the bills unless they're working those 3 jobs? Well, what's my answer? I propose we raise minimum wage to $21 an hour. If employers are only willing to employ workers part-time, they should at least have the advantage of working for a wage that is better than poverty wages. This also gives those families who work a minimum of 2 jobs a chance to set aside some money for savings. I also recommend we pass a law creating mandatory vacation time of at least 1 month a year for all workers, 2 years maternity leave for first-time mothers, and free daycare for all workers with children under 5 years of age. I suggest we institute a maximum wage to prevent those in the executive division of corporations from seeking short-term profit at the expense of all the stakeholders. We should also provide free vocational training in college for those with the aptitude and the desire to pursue that educational course. We must develop our best and the brightest. When those who cannot afford to grow or shine with a college degree, it forces us all to be in the dark. I'm Dennis Lambert, and I approve this message. On May 6th, for the 6th District, vote for me, Dennis Lambert. And when you grab that Green Party ballot, vote for Anita Rios for governor and Bob Fitrakis for lieutenant governor. Write those candidates in on your ballot for governor and lieutenant governor. Anita Rios, Bob Fitrakis. Thank you for supporting democracy.